Hey, which side you want, man?
Questions for Kai and Cam?
You got
Got
it.
it.
Oh, I got it first.
How do you guys process this? This is the kind of loss that hasn't happened here since 2002.
It's tough, right? But we need to be better individually and as a team. But that's just that. We just need to be better.
What are you seeing on defense right now? You guys, the inability to get off the field, whether it's with turnovers or third downs, was obviously big today.
Yeah, defense is doing good, but we just need to find ourselves still and get turnovers. Like getting off the field is great, but we still need some turnovers as well.
Kind of defense had 6 defensive penalties in the second half alone. What kind of was it, like a misstep or something? What kind of happened to cause that?
That's just losing focus, and that's something that we need to work on every day, is just staying focused on our individual job and executing it.
How much did you guys talk about the penalties that led to first downs? They had Duquesne had 7 first downs that came from penalties. How did you guys address that? What's going through your head? Like that last drive they had to be super frustrating for you.
I mean, we just need to be more disciplined, as a defense. We had penalties in the back, we have penalties in the front. So those are things that we do work on in practice, and we just need to stay true to our technique in our game.
Any questions for Cam?
Yes, same thing for you, Cam. How do you've been in this program a long time, you know what the standards are, you know what the expectations are. How do you guys handle a loss that's never happened to you before?
Learn from our mistakes is the biggest thing. Go back and watch film as we always do. Figure out what we did right and learn from what we did wrong. And with the short turnaround, we gotta learn tonight and forget about it tonight. Because the new week starts tomorrow. We gotta prepare for ULL.
Cam, you hit over 1,000 receiving yards today, had a 60-yard reception earlier today. Does this loss kind of taint that goal, taint that achievement a little bit?
I mean, it would have been more exciting if we did win, but at the end of the day, getting 1K in college is always a blessing, and I definitely appreciate everything I've done here and the stuff that I'm going to continue to do, but at the same time, the team is more important than just my individual stats, and we didn't win today, and that's what I'm harping on right now, but like I said, the new week starts tomorrow. Hopefully, we get the win this week.
What was your post-game locker room like, man? Like this, I'm not trying to beat it into the ground, but yeah, this is 16 in a row that ended today in terms of games against FCS. How are you guys handling it or talking about it at all?
It's frustrating, and like both Kaim and I just said, we got to learn from it and forget about it. One thing I always say is we have to learn how to turn the page when stuff goes good and when stuff goes wrong, whether that's on the field or off the field. Whether we have a good play, you got to learn to turn the page and go back and get ready for the next play. And that's the same that goes with a win or a loss. Just the coaches, have everything prepared for us, and we follow their lead, listen to what they have to do, and, go from there.
As some of the older guys on the team, how are you going to help the younger guys get past this and help guide them through this?
Yes, one thing my grandma always say is if you're looking at the sun, you never see the shadows, So us as leaders, we need to keep our heads high and continue to lead, and those younger guys will see that. They will understand what we're wanting, and they do understand what we want to accomplish with this team. So,
and the biggest thing is just leading even when it hurts. That's what I tell myself all the time. It's easy to lead when stuff is going good, but you got to know how to lead when it hurts as well. So we'll do it. We'll get it done.
Kai,
we just need some turnovers. We need to be better at everything we do. Execute every single play. We can't take a play off, no matter what, no matter how we feel. We just gotta execute.
Any other questions?
Cam, just you guys have looked disjointed offensively. Is there anything in particular that you can attribute that to? Through 2 games now, there's been starts and stops with that side of the football. What do you see there that can smooth out?
We just gotta take advantage of the opportunities given. This is really just small things, like Kaheem said, execution. Our coaches know that, we know that as players, and you know, stuff happens in a game. I mean, it's football, stuff happens all the time. You gotta learn how to face adversity, and we've done that in both games. And you know, we just gotta keep the energy even when stuff is going good and even when it's going bad, and learn from our mistakes and execute. That's all I have.
Kai, I saw, you know, one of the biggest things you talked about was, you know, one more turnovers. I saw that Jet, I think it was Jet, back in the third quarter, almost got an interception, but kind of just fell between his fingers. He felt very frustrated. Has that kind of been a point of frustration for you guys recently?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Has the lack of turnovers kind of been a point of frustration for you guys? Because I saw that Jet Elad, I think in the third quarter, almost got an interception, but it kind of fell between his fingers.
Yeah.
And he was like, it kind of seemed like he was a lot more frustrated. Has that kind of been a point of frustration for you guys?
I mean, like I said, just getting turnovers is what we want as a defense, you know, and Jet and his play, that's just him not executing the play to his best of his ability. As a defense, man, that's what we work for, you know, that's what Coach always said, that's the icing on the cake, you know, getting turnovers.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You got the skills, bro. Yeah.
We can start with another statement from Coach, and we'll take questions from him.
Well, not the outcome that I wanted. You got to give credit to Coach Smith. Duquesne did a great job. They out executed us. You can tell their plan from the start. Snap the ball with 1 second to go. Try to control the game. They saw the tape. Felt like they could do some things on the running game from last week, and playing with their backup quarterback. And did a nice job calling the game for him and played to his strengths. Could not get enough stops defensively against him. I heard Kai there. You know, the turnovers. We haven't even had not produced any yet. This so far through 2 games, and everything that we did well last week. I mean, 0 penalties. Ran the ball against an ACC team, and we did not do this week, and that's my responsibility. So, moving forward, we've got 12 hours. We're gonna have to make the corrections, and rely on the elders of this football team and coaching staff to get these things addressed, to get ready to play a really good football team from Louisiana Lafayette.
Coach, from what you've seen, from the corrections you think need to be made, what has gone wrong the past 2 weeks?
With exactly just
in
losing
general.
both games.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to skip say of the 3 phases. I will say in general all 3 phases, and we got to execute better. I mean, you can go faster on offense, but you guys move the ball a little bit, on tempo. I mean, the plays weren't working because we were going fast. The plays weren't working for Duquesne because they were going slow. They were working because their unit of 11 and our unit of 11 was executing. And that we've got to make strides in that. We were faced with adversity, as I said early in the first half, and I challenged them at halftime to, hey, look, man, let's take a deep breath here. Let's loosen those shoulders up and let's get a stop. We're going to have to win in the 4th quarter. They chose the ball. We gave the win to them. We didn't get a stop. They got 2 touchdowns. It just I don't want to take anything away from that team because they executed very, very well. It just seems like we got them a 3rd down and we have a penalty. All right, offensively, the big play to Jerome, and we have a holding penalty. Jay we got 2. So, it's just, we had some things happen that haven't happened here, and we have got to get it corrected in a hurry, because we're gonna be challenged. We've got 3 on the road, and, so.
How do you, is it as simple as turning the page, as forgetting this? I mean, this is the kind of loss that certainly you haven't experienced in your time here, and you have to go all the way back to 2002 to see one of these kinds of results. How do you handle that, or manage that, or yell and scream about it, or whatever it is with your team?
Well, we're not gonna just turn the page, I can assure you that. We're gonna go about our business just like we have in my time here. I think that just from a staff-wise, we've got some issues on some personnel things that we're gonna have to get sewed up. The long snapper, Kurt, we had to shuffle some guys. Hagen's still out. So we're gonna have to find a mix in there. We've had some guys snapping. It's, that they haven't been under the gun. The fake thing we worked it for a reason. And the snapper's in charge of the snap of the shot clock. We did, and so I'll take it, because we probably didn't have in practice didn't have a shot clock on it. Looking back on it, I gotta put him under the gun. So back to I've been here long enough. I know that the FCS thing, but I'm not trying to lighten it, but we approach every game to win every one of them. I can assure you, we do not approach a game, it's an FCS opponent. I can promise you, never. And so we respect all. We want to win them all, and we're going to take steps moving forward to fix the things that we can fix and get these guys mentally ready to go.
How do you get better defensively? Through 2 games, you haven't been able to enforce any kind of will or impact the game in the way you want to.
Lack of 3 and outs is tough. I will tell you, we've bent, and today was as obvious. That I thought behind the chains. Meaning offensively they were 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 2 more times than what you like. And then when we did get to a 3rd down and say long, we had, I think, three huge penalties on 3rd down. I don't know about the reverse pass, what that was 3rd down or not. Probably maybe not on 3rd down. Was it 3rd?
They had 3 3rd down penalties for 1st downs in their last drive of offense.
Yeah, and so they had 3 possessions in the second half, and Scott 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And we were just trying to get the ball back, and I thought taking a timeout was the thing to do, give us a chance. With their plan, because I got to it earlier. If we don't get the personal foul on the reverse pass, on that, I think would have been great. We'd have got the ball back with maybe 2. So back directly to your question, on the running, stopping the run. We missed a couple guys in there, but we're going to have to find a way. I thought the rotation with the front 7 was better this week than last. As far as getting guys plays and trying to keep them fresh, because they're out there. The time of possession is misleading a little bit. It's not good, and that's a stat you're going to know how to read it. But much like Central Michigan last year, we have an opening kickoff. That's a possession we don't get, and then we went 2 plays and a touchdown. So we ran 2 plays and scored 13, and with no time. We got 4. Again, ran 2 plays and we got 14 points, and so. Did we kind of lighten up or let up a little bit? Maybe, but this staff's experienced enough that was getting harped on the sideline, so for sure. So I think that I don't think we played out defensively, but we've got to find a way to get some 3 and outs and find a way to get some turnovers for sure.
Coach, there were 6 defensive penalties in the second half. How do you address an issue like that? Was it just like a misstep? What's kind of going on with that?
I'm disappointed. My heart hurts about it. The guys know. I think just in the moment that it's probably tightened up a little bit. And they got to trust their technique. I know I know one of the pass interferences, I think he just panicked. You know, I've got to make a play here. You know, and they're gonna have to trust their techniques when we're playing man coverage. The second one, or the one on the last drive on third down, the slant route is a catch bang. You know, I have to see the film, just but it's a catch bang, and sometimes you're going to get the call. Sometimes it's going to be no call. Sometimes it's going to go against you. You know, but that's the kind of aggressiveness that you want when it's 3rd and 4. You got to have that. It was similar to the play with Ryan in the end zone. It's aggressive technique, tight coverage, and the receiver had a chance with the ball, and you'd like to make more than you catch it more times than not.
Were you okay with that 2-point conversion call?
Yes, yeah, that was called before. That was called when they were on the 30-yard line.
That's when you're.
Yep, we're going to hold them to a field goal, man. What's the 2-point play? It took about 10 seconds. They match up. If Ryan's matched up, we're tagging, and then that's where it goes. Zone, we're to the field. Where do you want the ball? Left. That took about 10 seconds, and we were okay. And now we were plotting the drive, And Curtis's helmet coming off was a huge play. I thought they got the downs were wrong, but they said they had it, and then they got a penalty on the penalty anyway. So it was kind of a non-factor. We cannot take a sack there. I mean, Armani was thrust into a tough situation. They would change quarterbacks. We got 0. He's got to get it out. No timeouts. It's a tough situation for Armani to be thrust into, and then for Curtis to go back out there with 13 seconds and to execute those 2 plays, he gave us a chance. So that's a positive. The glass is still half full, but my heart hurts. I understand the FCS question, but we're going to get better.
Looks like Demontre Tuttle was kind of a little bit hurt in the fourth quarter. He went to the 10. Any update on what he's being evaluated?
Yeah, I will go talk to John Bowen and Matthias after this. I did. Sarah and I were walking in the locker room. I saw Tugs, and he said, "I'll be okay." But I'll get the full report and have that for you on Monday.
What does it show about the offense's maturity, going down 25-13 into the fourth quarter? What does it show about, Curtis in specific, and I guess the rest of the offense to, put those jobs together and make it that close?
I feel I got a lot of confidence in Curtis and the offense. We played a lot of receivers today. Chase Copley's back. He's been through an injury and so many things he's going on. Some family issues that he's had back home, and he's battled and come in and had 2 or 3 huge catches into the sun.
Who he was there at the end of the
into the sun. I mean, we know that. I mean, at this time of day, that corner looking back is it's right here. I mean, we almost said the wind's not strong enough. We don't want to be going that way in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's talked about all week with the 2:00 game. And he had 2 huge catches back in the sun, and the one that would have been a really big catch, But I mean, I was actually telling Armani to look left on the pass concept on the 0 blitz because of the sun. I mean, I was out on the numbers trying to gauge left because of the sun. But offensively and the execution was good. Again, I'm repeating myself, but the plays weren't working because we were going tempo. Or just throwing, and we were executing as a unit, and that's what we're going to have to do.
Was
better.
Was Jerome Buckner dinged up today? Didn't have a catch. He wasn't in there at the end of the ball game.
Yeah. I think he had. I think they said on the phones he's got a shoulder bruise. I think that's what I heard. Something that kept him from getting back in the game. I didn't realize he didn't have a catch. He did have one. It was a 50-yarder, but it was negated because we had another untimely penalty.
Have you ever seen a game like that with the number of first downs for the opponent in a road game?
I definitely have not seen one where it seemed everything we touched seemed like it was, I mean, we get into a 3rd down and we have a penalty, or that was. I've not been one for 4 quarters like that. I've been in a couple quarters, but that it seemed like we couldn't get out of our own way at times. I mean, we did. There were some good things in there, but It is not Bobcat football, and our guys know it.
I think I heard you thank Kai and Cam for their leadership after they left. How do you want leaders on the defense like Kai or Bryce Houston? How do you want them to hold the players accountable?
Well, I certainly know that we don't want an internal blow up. You know, it's a unit, and they know the standard. Back to the stopping. I mean, we want to run the ball. We want to stop the run. We don't want to turn the ball over. We want to get turnovers. So two things right there: stopping the run and getting turnovers. We've got to improve on because we're facing a UL football team that can run the ball. So can we help as an offense to do some things? You bet. We're gonna have to. I was talking to we're gonna have to execute at a high level offensively, and give our guys a break. We're gonna take 2 play drives. You bet. And we're gonna take kickoff returns. But when that third series comes up, we're gonna have to produce. Not go back. I think our third series this game we went backwards, right? Lost.
So you had kickoff return, 2 play touchdown, 1 play safety.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thanks for reminding me of that. That is correct. You know, the wind was a factor. It was a factor in the King game. And let's see, Wednesday or Thursday, I said, hey, it's going to be just like today, but 2 miles harder. You know, we talked about the coin toss, what we wanted to do, and with the wind being a factor in the game, it affected the kicking game for them more than us. But the kicking game for them, we couldn't feel the ball, and the ball hit the ground the first 2 or 3, and it rolled. You know, they got the bounce, and we're at the 1 yard line. I got to see the film to tell you on the you know, but we ran a different play than last week. I'll tell you that. You know, and from what I mean, they slanted it right to where we wanted, and it should play. You know, in my mind, scheme wise, should have matched up. We should have been fine. So I want to see the film to see. But I will say, we're going to get the ball down there again this week, like we did last week. I mean, that's how we started practice on Tuesday. The ball down there, and so we're going to be starting to put the ball down there again tomorrow.
Coach, it seemed like a lot during the game. People like Roman Parody, Torrey Cox, Peter Connor getting a lot of time. They played a lot of cornerback. I saw a lot of younger guys that are getting much more time this week. What could you say about how the younger guys in this game particularly performed?
I'm excited. Everybody you mentioned, I thought would play in the first one. I think I mentioned that Torrey was a big guy I thought to be in the game, and he was in there in the first quarter pretty quick. So that's not a surprise. Again, how they played, I need to watch the tape. But everybody that you said right there, I knew was going to play in the game, and they did. So they're gonna be playing throughout the season. Torrey's a talented young man. And all the guys that you mentioned.
You're a positive guy. You're high on this football team, but through 2 games, a lot of backers may be feeling differently. How do you sell them on not jumping ship just yet? Based on the results through 2 weeks.
I can't speak to people on the outside. All I can do is speak to this football team and the staff, and we are going to forge ahead. And I certainly believe that we can get some things done. Come conference time. These next 2 games, if we can stay healthy to where we are right now, we're going to factor in. We're going to be a dangerous football team. So I firmly believe that.
Is there anything else, Coach? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, it was a weird game. Hey, imagine that in the MAC. Weird game.